Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to ZB Nation Plays Football Manager 2017. We've got our Season 4 finale for you, and I say finale with certainty because look down here at the standings. We're currently 8th, 41 games down with 62 points, and we are officially out of the playoffs. Even if we win, that only gives us 65 points. And, there's kind of a reason for that. It's because we went on a pretty bad run at the end of the season yet again. There's a couple reasons for this. I think, first of all, we had a very difficult schedule this end of the season. A lot of these teams we played were at or near the top of the league. Hungerford, Braintree, I think Gloucester. Margate was up there. Hemel Hempstead is up there. So we played a lot of good teams right at the end of the season, and that didn't help us out. But also we lost some match fitness just because the way the end of the season goes, I don't know, we only play one game a week, and our under 23s don't have a lot of games. So I even had to schedule some some friendlies to kind of make up for that, at least on the under 23 side. I didn't do that for our regular team because we had injuries, we had suspensions and things, so I didn't want to play all of those games too short-handed. I don't know. I think it was a bad decision. I think I should have played more friendlies at the end of the season just to get our match fitness up. We also, as I mentioned, had injuries and suspensions. Take a look at our team here. Most notably, Luther Wilden. I think he's suspended for till the end of the season because he's been suspended for at least 2 games. So maybe he got a 3-game suspension. I don't know, but he was not a good boy at the end of the season. He came back from an injury, and after he came back from that injury, he was just fouling the crap out of everybody. We finally got, who's this, Joe Wicks back, but too little too late for Wicks. I think he just came back to match fitness last game, and by then it was too late. He's been out most of the season, so our midfield was struggling much of the second half, or much of the final quarter of the season. So much so that I switched to this crazy formation, the 5-2-1-2 narrow. Sort of, we had a lot of pretty decent defenders, so I used those guys, but that didn't help much. I used the 4-4-2, of course, the 4-4-1-1. Just none of our formations were working. Take a look at our analysis here. Let's go to the last 10 matches. You can see the 5-2-1-2 narrow did not do well for us. 2 goals for, 11 against. 4-4-1-1 didn't fare much. Well, it fared a lot better, but still not good. 4 and 6. So, yeah, not too thrilled. Although we did, we made strides this season. I think a lot of our players got better, improved themselves, especially on the defensive side of things. So that's not too bad. But we just need, I don't know, we need to figure something out for next season. Maybe we'll just continue to get incrementally better with these players, but I don't know on half contracts, part-time contracts, if that's really what's going to happen or not. But hopefully that is what happens, because I don't know that we have a lot of options of bringing in other players. So I guess for our last match, we'll go with the old 4-4-1-1. Wilden, will get him out of there. Wicks, and I guess Lindsay's our best, playing central midfield attack. Joe Wicks also central midfield support. It's his best position, and then we'll bring in Mr. Harrison Reeves, the youngster. So that's at least a decent midfield there. We got Go. We'll bring... start Adams, I guess. Well, no, if we start... I'm not sure what to do here with Napa and Adams. Both of those guys are pretty decent. They're essentially the same guy, except Adams is a little more versatile. He can play central midfield. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, comparison. Compare with Adams. Take a look at these guys. He's got Napa, 8 pros, 5 cons, so that's a little bit in his favor. What is that noise? Oh, there's a cup there. Boy, Adams actually looks a lot better than him, other than speed. He's better at everything else. Much better aerial, mental, defending, physical, vision, attacking. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of a no-brainer once you actually compare the guys. Don't just look at their stars. Wicks, obviously, has terrible match fitness, so maybe I shouldn't start him. Maybe I should actually start Adams there. What other choices do we have at midfield here? Rumble is a little tired. He played in a under 23 match. Who else do we got? Paris. I don't think we want to do that. I will bring in Harris for Love, though. Although Paris is tired as well, he played also. Anyway, that's not important, I suppose. Rathbone, there we go. Okay, so I've signed a new contract, so I got another extension for the year. That's good news. We signed a couple of players to new contracts. You can look at our squad here and take a look at expiring contracts. Yeah, so we signed Bowman, Go, Abrams, Reeves, Layton to next year's contracts. So those are sort of some of our key players, and I guess we'll sign a few more in the off season. But those were the guys who showed improvement over the season. We've still got a couple. We're looking to sign Smith. We're looking to sign, a few other guys. We'll probably sign most of these guys, but I don't know. We got some thinking to do in the off season, some scouting and some other things to figure out who exactly is going to be on the team. In the meantime, I don't know if you want to see highlights of the previous matches. Maybe we can show the one match we won against Margate, which was a big win. We were still a couple of points from the playoffs when we won this match. I think this put us back into the playoffs. It put us into like 5th or 4th place winning this game. Oops. It was a big game because they were high up there in the standings as well. So we can take a look at this and see how we did it. View highlights, goals. It's been so long now since I played this, I kind of forgot what these goals were all about. So let's find out together, shall we? Against Margate. I just remember there's so much frustration in these matches. Just players not playing well, not winning, just... Oh, there's Tukitiali got into that match. His first goal of the season. He was injured much of this season as well. Didn't come back to the end. So we got a lot of guys back at the end of the season, but they were just so out of match fitness there wasn't much we could do. So here we go. This is probably another counterattack. There's Wilden with a yellow card, of course. Leighton also pretty good at getting yellow cards, but I don't think he got suspended. Again, here's Tiki Tiali setting up Abrams with the easy goal. So maybe we should play more two strikers. Play more Tiki Tiali. I mean, if that game's any example. But maybe it's just that he played well that one particular game. Let's leave the match. There we go. So we got, you can see the last 4 games, we were just barely in contention, and then just couldn't do anything about it. 0-1 Hungerford, 0-2 Braintree. And maybe, it's for the best anyway, because those were the teams we would have been playing in the playoffs, and they just seemed better than us. So, but even some of these other teams that we played against, Torquay, I think Brackley is pretty low. A lot of teams, yeah, Brackley is getting relegated, and we couldn't win versus them. I mean, we had to draw versus them, and it was not a very good draw. We had to come back in that game. So there was just, I don't know, issues at the end of the season that are still confusing me. So we'll play this out. Here we go. That's fine. Let's submit the team. See again, look at all these guys lacking match sharpness. And these are regular players. It's not like they're guys who don't, well, other than Wicks, of course. But Lindsay and Go are guys who play all the time. And everybody else, just not up to snuff. Not up to snuff at all. So I figured that out a couple of seasons ago. That way I should play more friendlies at the end of the season. But I guess I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust that fact this season. I thought this season would be different because we were training better. We had the guys on contract, and maybe that would, mean we didn't need to do that, but I guess I was wrong. All right, nobody predicts a win. Let's encourage the upset here. Passionate. Anxious to avenge what happened last time. So this is interesting. We played these guys mid-season for the mid-season roundup. They beat us then, so let's see if they'll beat us again. Hopefully not, but you never know. Start match. It's not good. Stop moving in the background. Are we gonna? There we go. Alright, we got 60 FPS going, loud and proud. Look at those fine textures. Played a lot of away games at the end of the season, too. That didn't help. But here we go. Just firing it downfield. That's no good. Alright, Reeves, let's settle it down. McEwen is back healthy. So we're playing him a little bit. Here we go. We were we were susceptible to the counter quite a bit as well. So I think I need a little more speed on the back line. I don't know. There's so many little adjustments that need to be made. Find some players who can play special teams. Free kicks, corner kicks, that kind of stuff. Find some more players with speed, both, at all positions really. But I don't know how possible that is. Find some wingers who can dribble. Find some people who could not have this happen to them. I mean, I can't really blame our goalkeeper. Honestly, Bowman, he's rated as one of the best players in the league. And he makes a lot of spectacular saves, but he's kind of forced to, and I don't know why, because we have a decent defense. But maybe they're just not decent enough. Ooh, gosh. Miller has it out front. Let's get a tackle and a counter attack. I don't even know what our formation is. Are we defensive? That's no good. Instructions defensive. Let's go standard. Control. Work the ball in the box. Here we go. There's Reeves with the ball. Nope. We lost quite a few headers there. Oh my gosh. He's got to be offsides, but I guess not. That was a heck of a save by the goalkeeper. I thought that would be a clear goal if he was onside, which I didn't think he was onside either. So I was incorrect about everything. Maybe I don't know anything. I mean, it's obvious I don't know anything about football. But I figured I'd played this game enough to at least know this game's version of soccer. There we go. Wicks. We missed him this season quite a bit. His injury was definitely a blow because he gave us, a real physical presence in the midfield. He could control the ball. And after he went out, our 4-4-2 just became less effective. So we had to mess around, go to the 4-4-1-1. But still, losing one man shouldn't down your team, especially when it's not like he's Messi or somebody like that. He's just a decent midfielder for a lower division team. Yates stopped scoring, even though he had 14 or 15 goals this season. He just kind of stopped scoring after mid-season. Tuki Tiali got injured. A lot of people got injured. Some of our other strikers, the ones who weren't injured, didn't really live up to their billing. Just had a lot of problems, especially on offense. So I don't know. Maybe it's our training issues. Oh, there's a foul. Get a free kick. Who's going to take the free kick? I don't know who we have set up. Is that Lindsay? Reeves? McEwen? Who's taking it? Adams. Interesting. Adams with the kick. Nice. Very nice. Move back up to 8th position. It'd be nice to end the season on a win, especially against Eastbourne Borough. They always... they're sort of our nemesis. In terms of, teams that I pay attention to that beat us all the time. It seems like every time I look, it's these guys. Because a lot of teams beat us. There's no doubt about that. But I don't always pay attention to who they are. Matthew Foy needs to be closed down on. He will punish us from long-range shooting. Okay, we'll close down on him. Here we go. Here's Smith. Going to make a play, maybe. Reeves. McEwen. Ooh, Lindsay, nice pass. Back to Reeves. Oh, there's Wicks firing from long range. Reeves, he did well. He's still undersized. He still lacks physicality, but he's got some skill. He sticks his nose in there. There's no doubt about that. He's got some bravery, I guess. I don't know that that's true, but he plays that way. But that happens to him quite a bit. He gets overpowered physically in midfield. And that's really bad for an advanced midfielder. I like to have an advanced midfielder kind of like a target man in a way, where he's, big, strong, he can control the ball and not get it just taken away from him. Go has had a few nice free kicks, even though his stat is like a 7, I think, free kicks. I know he's had at least one goal from the free kick. All right, number 4. Off the post, easy goal. He's one of our better defenders, but he loses a lot of headers just like that. And it causes us issues. Is that... Yeah, it's Humphrey. He's not feeling well. His stats are all down at the end of the season. He wanted to make the playoffs because a lot of these guys' stats have been pretty good, pretty solid all season long, and just at the end here, they dipped. Wicks, well, obviously Wicks has been injured. Lindsay, I don't know why he's down. Go is up. McEwen is stable. So Humphrey's one of our better players, but he has that only 9 jumping reach. He is 6'2", but he just gets out jumped by people, and it causes us serious issues. And I don't think he's very fast. 7, no. So, 8 pace for his defense mate. So we're paying these guys, decent money. Earning 21,000, Jack Humphrey is 25,000 for KKJ. So these guys are making that much money, and they're not that. They got deficiencies. I don't think we can put up with that. Gotta have. I think I've got to change philosophies. I've got to, when it comes to the guys that I bring onto the team. Don't just look at the star ratings so much. I look at the physical stats, but I don't look at all the physical stats. So I think that's got to change. All right. Anyway, did I give a pep talk? Yeah, I expect much better from you in the second half, I think is what I said. Anyway, let's start the second half, get this over with. 1 goal down. See if at minimum we can bring it back to a draw. Maybe we should just be sitting back and counterattack, but we can't do that now, obviously. We did a lot of attacking this season, which worked for a while until it stopped working. Mistakes like that, we can't put up with those mistakes. That should have been a clearance. Nothing came of it, but still, it should have been a clearance. So, I have to have a more critical eye. Matthew Foy has already proven, blah, blah, blah. Philby with the free kick, that's no good. Let's get in there, get that steal. Come on, Reeves. Oof, missed tackle there. They've still got the ball. They are just holding possession on us. Going to have to get stuck in. Again, there's Wicks. He's back. Making big plays. Lindsay just fires it downfield. Let's get stuck in. Keep it on standard for now. Here they are controlling the ball. Yet again. Oof. See, there's Bowman again making a save. Can't blame him for all these goals. Like that second goal they scored on us. Where was the defense? Why didn't the defense clear that out? There's Bowman again. So I'm definitely glad to keep him around. We might not have a need for Hanks, but if Hanks wants to come back, I'll bring him back. He's a solid number 2 goalkeeper. Don't really have anybody else in the pipeline to take Hanks's place. That was okay. Terrible defense coupled with terrible offense. Net positive for us. Here we go. Maybe we get a highlight here. Throw-ins are a definite problem for us as well. I can't tell you how many counterattacks against us were started by throw-ins. Ooh, that could have been disastrous for them. They've got a decent goalkeeper as well. Humphrey finally makes a play on the ball, but to no avail. They get possession. Wicks back there doing all he can. Ooh, they're working it in the middle. Oof. Bowman with another save. See, I did like the 5 5 defender formation for a little while. But we don't have the fullbacks for it. You know, Smith can play an attacking fullback a little bit, but it's not really his game, and Leighton is nowhere near an attacking fullback. So, you know, all right, we got some substitutions to make. Bring in, ooh. All right, so we're gonna bring Adams down to the midfield, make him a ball winner. Then we'll bring Rathbone up for Wicks. Then Napa over for Lindsay. See, Napa played almost every game, and he's down to 76%. Put him in attack mode. Let's see, we'll confirm with the pep talks. Passionate. I think there's much more to come for you. I completely believe in everything you are about. Seems to be in a positive mood. That's good. For Napa. Same thing. I think there's much more to come. I completely believe. Blah, blah. He didn't buy it. All right. Then after this, we're probably going to go into attack mode. If they don't score here. Attack mode. More direct passing. More expressive. Turn stick to positions off. All right. So if this doesn't result in a goal against, we'll be okay. Oh, again, look at that. I mean, that should have been a goal. You get such an easy pass like that right on the doorstep. Should have been a goal, but Bowman was there to save the day. I can't tell you how many times he saved the day for us. And Rathbone gets injured. Bruised rib. You're fine. You're fine. All right, let's get a steal here. Let's boot it up the old pitch. There's a steal. There's Rathbone using his busted rib. Napa on the attack from the wing. He's going to center it in. Oh, across to go, but it's intercepted. Rathbone saves it again. He's gutting out. Oh, what a pass from Rathbone. Go gets it stripped, though. To no avail. Oh, there's KKJ trying to come up from his defensive spot, but he leaves a hole in the back line, and there's a foul by Dan Adams. He's going to get a card for that, no doubt about it. The only question is what color, and it's a yellow card, so that's good. He lives to fight another day. Here they are with the free kick. Burton, of course, up and over the goal, as 95% of all goal kicks are these days. Alright, so here we are. 45 seconds left. Reeves back to Leighton. See if we can get one final attack in the final 10 seconds. Nope, Reeve gets it stripped. That's why we let him go the first time around. Too much of that business. I mean, he made some good plays this season. There's no doubt about that. But on average, I would say good plays versus that, what we saw right there. I would say that right there, getting the ball just physically stolen from him, was much more of what we saw from him. So, I don't know. Calm, not happy. Fall once again to Eastbourne Borough. We fall short of our goals. They moved up to 9th place, and I think we dropped to 10th place. So, technically, we finished mid-table, about as mid-table as you can get. Let's look at the competitions here. 10th place, 62 points. Eastbourne Borough jumped all the way up to 6th with that win. So that's where we would have finished. So that was the battle for 6th place, which would have been one spot out of the playoffs, which would have been, slightly better for us. But that, the end of the season again, disappointment. Disappointment. I mean, look at that run. 3 losses, 2 draws in our last 5. Can't have that when you're making a playoff push. You know, those are tough teams that we played. Hungerford, Braintree. I think Brackley was the only one that wasn't good. Braintree number 1, Hungerford number 5, Eastbourne Borough number 6, Gloucester 13th, and of course Brackley 20th. So we should have won at least one of those games. We should have beat Brackley, but we did not play well against them. So Eastbourne Borough deserved the win. Rathbun injured again. So many injuries this season. We might need to, look at our physio squad and see what that's all about. Look at our training. So much to look at. I guess that'll do it for this. I don't know if I'm going to do a season review. I'll see what sort of videos I've got in the tank and figure out if I need one to sort of flesh out the schedule or not. But if not, I'll be back for season 5 of American Manager in London, and hopefully we'll be rejuvenated with yet another new season. So see you then. Bye.